Alpha Traders. Hopefully, everybody is just having a fantastic whatever the hell you're out in crazy crypto land doing these days. Got a probability chart up here. Instead of my usual weekly, I popped on a daily projection from the 70K high and from this recent pullback right here when we pop back up to, around 52. Just trying to see if there was any confluence between these two distributions, because you can see from the 70K high, we pretty much have dropped down to the 95.4 on this candle, right? On this daily candle. Boom, we wicked right up from the 95.4 Laplace distribution range on that daily candle. Kind of went back up, tested the mean of the projection right there. And this is a lot of stuff that people that don't trade this way, they don't understand how these distributions and the mean of these distributions work. They're very powerful indeed. See, we drop down to that 95.4 Laplace to the dollar, go sideways for a while, go up, test the mean, then we drop back down. What do we test again? The 95.4 Laplace. We go, we have a couple more dumps running down towards that 95.4 Laplace, try to climb back up, keep getting rejected. Then we run this daily candle down that just, wow, it probably did about a seven standard deviation normal distribution move on that daily candle. I know it was pretty powerful, but look where the candle pulled back up to, right? The candle pulled back up about to the second standard deviation normal distribution. Okay. There was the 1SD, 2SD was right on the 95.4. So it pulled back in the third standard deviation normal distribution, almost got back up inside the 95.4, kind of skimmed it literally for a couple weeks. Then on this daily candle, went down, tested that 95.4 again, bounced off of it back up to that 52K high. Now, here's where we find ourselves again. Now, what am I looking at here? This is pretty interesting indeed. Because do I think we found a bottom in Bitcoin yet? Absolutely not. They're really messing with people. I'm finding some confluence. Get a vertical here. See what day this is on. About January. Yeah, it's looking like January 7th. So a few days, all right? What is the date today? Third, fourth, something like that. The fourth, yeah. So on January 7th, both of these 95.4% Laplace distribution ranges are crossing each other. Where are they crossing each other at? Right about 42K, right at about 42K, 41,990 to be exact. I've been talking about for literally weeks now, right? And on a weekly, this big dump right here, this is where we drop down into that weekly 68.3% Laplace distribution range. I've been literally talking about it since here that all of this sideways right here in Bitcoin, this is ranging within the weekly projection from the 41K low. Okay. It's a big range. It's about from the bottom at about 40K to the top of the 68.3 at about 54. So altogether, it's about a 54 or a $14,000 range. But literally, if you see the bottom of these data sets, that's literally right above the mean of that weekly projection. So we've been ranging between the mean of the weekly projection on the 68.3 and the top side of the 68.3. Now, are we going to break down? Is Bitcoin going to break down? Are we going to reach some lower? Are we going to retest this wick like Bitcoin loves to do it? Right? There's a lot of people. They're just not giving up, man. People are still long in this thing. I don't think that the pain, and this isn't pain. Pain is going to be if you see Bitcoin at 20K. That's where the pain's going to show up. We break down on some daily candles below $40,000. Look out below, man. This thing could really drop. There's nothing down there at all. I mean, it really could. There's a lot of air. Remember how we just freaking blew up from 20K all the way? I think the first high was, let's go back. Let's go back. That was the 30K low. Let's bring this baby all the way. That's what I want to see. Yeah, okay. There's where we busted through the 20K high. I mean, actually, we from about the 20K high, you can see we had a little bit of resistance there, right? But then we literally pulled back and just rocket shipped all the way up to 42K. We dropped below that 40K range. I'm telling you, man, this thing could just freaking flood down real fast. There's nothing down there but air. Let's see here. Now, obviously, I could give a shit about data sets, right, on price action, but I know what creates those data sets, and it's volatility. So if you see Bitcoin closing below that 40K area, especially if you see it just start to drift down and volatility just get lower and lower and lower, and once we get below there, volatility expands negatively correlated. Look out below, man. The thing could drop. The thing could drop like a rock. Where's the bottom going to be at? We don't know, but we're gonna know what these probabilities are, right? We're gonna know what the weekly and the monthly probabilities are. So let's see here. So now that I showed that, let me get rid of these. Boom, boom. Now let's reload my chart. This is going to pop it back up on the weekly. And you saw what I was just explaining on the daily, that we're ranging that weekly, right? There it is right here. Here's the 41K low. Here was that dump that happened on the daily. This is the weekly candle. We dropped down in this 68.3% range. All those daily candles are going sideways. This is it right here. We're ranging in between the mean and the top side of the 68.3 right here. How long could this last? Hey, man, is what I'm really looking for. This is what I'm really looking for, because this is a valid projection, in my opinion. It's holding strong above the mean, but because when we started pumping, we had two weekly candles reject perfectly off the top side of the 95.4, went sideways, bounced off of this dump back here from 60 to 30K. We literally bounced a couple times off the mean right here, went up, got that 70K new all-time high, then we plunged down into the 68.3 range. So we could go sideways in here for a while. I'm looking for some wicks to really either tap this 40K region down here. This is actually, it's talking about, well, let's see, it's right at the 95.4 Laplace, $40,923. They are right on top of each other. So is that a lot of confluence when we're talking about distribution? Yeah, big time confluence on the bottom side of the 68.3 projection of Laplace and the 95.4 on this weekly, right? And hell, what is it? What is today, guys? Tuesday? Shit. Yeah, we're going to be coming into Wednesday here in about an hour and 50 minutes. We get the Wednesday trading day for crypto. Or if you're where Andy's at, he's already in the future. He's already at Wednesday. What's the Bitcoin price Wednesday? Andy, tell us, man. We can all make a fortune. The probabilities are Andy is definitely in the future. What are the whale prices tomorrow? All right, let's see here. I'm looking for a wick to come down. You see a wick on this weekly candle come down here and bounce from the bottom side of the 68.3, and we get a nice big bounce. I'm talking, I want to see this thing maybe come down the 40 and suck back up and maybe come up here and test the top side of the 68.3 by the end of the weekend, and that's at 49. So we're talking about altogether, we could drop from here down to 40. That's about it's a little under 41. So let's say we drop from here down to 41. That's 5K to the downside, and then we get an 8K pump to the top side. Could happen. Could happen indeed. And here, let me see here. Let me see what percentages weekly range is. Let's not fool ourselves. And really, this weekly range did get tested. I mean, it got close enough. That is definitely a test. That's close enough. Here's the bottom of it right here, right? But is what I want to see. What is the percentage here? 2.28% weekly. That's pretty tight for a weekly range. Not super tight. To see some real trending action, I'd like to definitely see maybe something like 1.5% in below. Let me back this up on candle 2 on this VRE, because you can see this dump we just got on the 15-minute here. There we go. So what happened here? Here's another Laplace distribution. It doesn't matter what time frames you use this on, right? This is I mean, I get tired over and over and over again explaining to people what's happening with price action, that how important these distribution projections are. I mean, you all you got to do is look at it. Look what's going on right here. Look at these two wicks on these 15-minute candles, right? Are look what they're hitting the bottom side of the 95.4 twice. Boom, boom. We could be getting ready by the end of the day to do what? Maybe flush down and test this first standard deviation a little bit under 45. Why am I saying that? Look at these. Look, you're gonna get a cross right here in a couple of 15-minute candles. That's right at the 1SD with this 99.7% Laplace distribution projection. You can see right here on this stump, it got below it. Where'd the candle close? There was a 99.7% chance this was going to wick up and close inside this range. Right? Powerful, powerful alpha trading tools. So, what is Bitcoin going to do coming into the end of the day? Right now, if you were going to ask me, there's a high probability this thing's getting ready to flush out $1,000 and come down and test this 99.7 again. Let's go over here real quick. Yes, this is what I wanted, 15-minute chart. Okay, and another real interesting thing I'm starting to get with this variance. I mean, look, you don't have to be a brain surgeon to look at this trend line right here, right, with the variance. Now, this is not a directional indicator. So you're like, okay, so why would there be a trend like this? So I'm starting. It's like we get a high here, we come back down, right? And the whole time we're ramping up, ramping up, we're ramping up. The final move was the biggest of the day, these last two, right? We had this little outlier to the downside, came down positively correlated. So it walked down a couple candles. Then it went negatively correlated, walked up, and then boom, we have another outlier to the downside, finish off the move. And it was the biggest variance pump of the 15-minute on the day. So I'm still trying to figure out if there is any validity to when this variance starts setting up a trend line like that. But now I want you to look at the returns oscillator, right? So right here, we get a low on this move to the downside. And the returns oscillator dropped outside the second, had a fat tail, right? Outside the second standard deviation band here. And then as Bitcoin just drifted up a little bit, look how high the freaking returns oscillator got. And what did it create? It created hidden bear, higher high, right? High, higher high, high, lower high. And then we had the big dump out. But here's the low, higher low. This is why we sprung right to back out of here. It created bull div. So these are things that everybody needs to start like working on. Reading divergence. I mean, and I highly recommend setting your returns oscillator to a 7 length. Let's see if I even have this 7. I'm pretty sure I do. Yep. On a 7 length, I'm not using any smoothing at all. I want to see it in real time. Right. Then obviously I've got the higher time frame returns oscillator on here on a 45-minute. Right. Very powerful. Works well with the Fisher too. And I promise you, we will be. I don't quite know. I think we did do the update on TradingView with our returns oscillator for the higher time frame. Highly recommend getting that on there because it really helps out big time. Especially like when you see the returns oscillator go up like this, counter trending against the 45. But look when it turns down right here, coming off of that hidden bear, the 45 was still coming down. Powerful move. Zoop. Down we go. Same with the Fisher. Look where the most powerful moves are. So right here was the top on the Fisher. Both the Fishers start to turn down. We had a little up move here, but the whole time the 45 minute was coming down. So when these Fishers turned down both times, those were the best trades. You're going to get more bang for your buck when you use a higher time frame, right? Along with it. So I've got the regular, I've got 2 lengths, a 3 length and a 9 length Fisher with a higher time frame 45 overlaid on it. I mean, it's built into the indicator. And this is going to be, we got to get this out. We got to get this out to you guys. Have patience. We will. There is no type of divergence at all building on the DLP. This can easily come back down. See what I mean? We just got low. higher low, low, higher low. There's no like bull div being built. There's no bull div uh, or hidden bull being built on any of the anything. Z score, returns oscillator, Fisher. This thing is coming down still, coming down for sure. And here's a couple good examples. This is going to be one of the next indicators we get out as well, or Shannon entropy percentile. As it's contracting right when the down move starts, right? It's heading up positively correlated all the way. It stays significantly positively correlated right to the bottom of that move. And then it starts drifting up again. Why does it start drifting up again? Because the Shannon entropy continues to contract and it's going negative correlation. But look what happens right at the end of that, right? The correlation's still negative, but the Shannon entropy percentile explodes and we get the down move again. Trend both times on the entropy. Actually, it trended on the 15-minute to the top side first. This was the trend on the 15. Didn't last long, but that was a quick, powerful move. Caught a lot of people off guard. People that are out here trying to scalp this market and they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're getting wrecked left and right. Guarantee it. I don't even need to know. I know. I know they are. You're going to be a clown out in this market trying to scalp this thing with traditional TA and you have no clue what you're doing. That's why the people that trade traditional TA, the people that actually know what the hell they're talking about, right? They tell people don't scalp low time frame Bitcoin. You're going to get wrecked. I've heard it over and over and over and over again, right? They literally tell you bad idea, bad idea. Swing trade to 4 hours, swing trade to get in longer term trades on the daily, on the weekly, because they're all lagging indicators, man. It's very complicated to scalp low time frame uh, any cryptocurrency using traditional technical analysis, right? I'd go head to head with anybody out there. You want to use your TA? I'll trade my volatility trading. We'll go head to head. We'll see who comes out on top. We'll trade the 5 minute chart. Go head to head with you any day. Whoever's listening. That is out there. It's in magical YouTube land for anybody who wants to take that offer. We need to find an escrow. Hold the funds. All right, let's see here. So, and it looks like right now we see this entropy percentile start to pick up here and start to expand to the top side, negatively correlated. We're going to see this flush out. Now, does it have to happen? No, but I'm looking here and I'm seeing number one, is there what's going on? Well, there's actually, I mean, there's no bear div or hidden bear, right? So, but there's no bowl either. Pretty much everything's just leveled out. Here's what I want to check out too. Check out these long liquidations. Let's see here. Yeah, over the last 12 hours, 126.12 million positions across all pretty much all these crypto coins were liquidated. Look at the percentages, really high, above 80%, some exchanges above 90, right? BitMEX, 99.67% of those liquidations on BitMEX were longs, 92% on OKEX, Durabit, 95.3. Exchanges were, why do you see that kind of stuff? Because those are degen central, man. People love to get over leverage. It's ridiculous. That's why FTX, some certain exchanges that drop their leverage down to 20x. Kudos to them, man. Because there's too many degens out there who just love to give their money to these freaking high frequency trading firm bots. They're just preying on these people, preying on them. Go over here on the stream chat real quick, see what we're cooking. Afternoon, 6 a.m. Where the hell's your mother, son? I haven't heard a peep out of her. She must be busy. Busy with work. Let's see. Let's just go straight to Bitcoin. Yeah. So when did, hold on here. Whoops, daisy. 1 hour candle. Let's go to the VRE to check it out. Yeah, that was I think it's lags one. Yeah, right here is where all the longs got liquidated that we're seeing there. And that is 4 hour, boom, 28.93 million. I mean, not super bad. Not super bad by any means. This is a cool site though. If you guys don't know about it, coinglass.com. It's got all kinds of good stuff. Don't need that anymore. Let's see what's happening here. Bitcoin, what you gonna do? 15-minute volatility, very low. So are the price percentiles as well. Everything's really low here. Thing I'm seeing though is the Z-score historical volatility coming down, going into positive correlation. Obviously, the entropy is just the correlation of entropy. Nothing happening right now. Totally flat. It's kind of looking like the Shannon entropy percentile, right? So something's brewing. Something's brewing. You got volatility low, right? You got the correlation of just entropy low. You've got the percentile of entropy low. So now we're just sitting here as volatility traders. We're waiting. What are we waiting for? We're waiting to see some shit like this on the variance. The variance is always going to give you the heads up. The variance, the Z score had an outlier right here, and we know about the divergence, right? We know about the divergence. We had this little bit of hidden bear that funneled this last big outlier right to the downside. How big of a move is that to 46.9, $1,500. Wow. $1,500 in about a little over an hour and 15 minutes. Not bad. So people that were like getting long, right? Didn't take their profit right here, even if, in the middle of the night last night, they get in this position and they manage to get this thing back up, right? Where did that go to? Yeah, it almost got up, almost did a 1SD move to the top side. This would be typical Bitcoin range in between the 1SD today. But yeah, the high was what, like 47.6 area, and it just dumped out. Boop. Two nice little dump outs. Both very tradable on these low time frames. Let's look on the 4 hour. What's happening here? If I remember correctly, yeah, 4 hour fishers are both turning down. Now, that being said, the 4 hour returns oscillator was trying to create a little bull div, right? But usually when you get a Z score, usually when you get a Z score up around the 99% confidence interval at some point, or down below the 99% confidence interval to either side, 99% confidence interval. At some point, this Z score is going to work its way down to the other side. Happens all the time, right? Some of the best, when you figure out how to use all this together, right? There is money to be made in this market when you understand what you're looking at. Yeah, it's gonna come down. What's happening on Bitcoin daily? Yeah, I mean the daily Z score is pretty high too. I mean it's bouncing down off of the 95% confidence interval. But then you look at the Fisher and the higher length Fisher, right, has just been working its way down this 9 length, and it is down. It's literally down at the third standard deviation. We're positively correlated. The entropy percentile is contracting a little bit on the daily. Here's the thing. The percentile on the entropy is picking up to the downside. We're not in trend yet, but it is picking up to the downside. But we've got historical volatility Z score down here at the 99% confidence interval. It's heading up right now, positively correlated. If you see this baby continue up going into these next few days and this go negatively correlated, look out below, man. We're probably going to see that 40K area. Wouldn't doubt it at all. Would not doubt it at all. This is what I'm looking for. Are we going to drop into trend on the daily correlation telling you to the downside? Are we going to, is the entropy percentile going to contract positive correlated? Or is this, because the correlation over here is pretty high, or is this going to break negatively correlated and we're going to get a nice expansion? Right? We're going to get a nice expansion. So it doesn't have to come down all the way. Look right here. Here was a dump big time, right? Right here, it went negatively correlated. We finished out this move to the downside. Before that, it was contracting positively correlated. And then the expansion negatively correlated finished out the move. This entire move here from about, what was that? About 67 all the way down to about 55. So $12,000. And the volatility on the daily, we're printing a 6 on the 636 length. Let's see. The alpha volatility grade as well, which is historical volatility and implied volatility, right? It's getting pretty low too. And two lengths of the price percentile. You can see all this is down really, really low. But then you have this high length APP just hanging out up here at about a 44. I mean, this could go either way because these price percentiles, they can stay down here. This volatility can expand and it can go negatively correlated, and these will stay down here, and this higher length price percentile will just continue to drop. That's the thing. When you see all three of these lengths drop to the bottom, that's when you really need to start paying attention, watching the volatility for some expansion positively correlated. But it takes a lot for this 400 length to either get all the way to the top or all the way to the bottom. What's happening over here? I've been getting so many DMs. God, God help me. And we're going to get this upgrade out for the AVR. Trust me, we will. Coming into the new year, got a lot of stuff to do. Got to get me out of magical internet JPEG land. That's my biggest problem right now. Get me away from the JPEGs. My name is Bilbo, and I am an NFT addict. It has literally been about 1 hour and 45 minutes from my last attempted mint that got bought up by a bunch of bots. So, yeah, need an intervention. Need an intervention. See here. A damn toothpick. When did we get a new 2 day? Yes, 2 day candles uglier than ugh, right? Well, you got the variance coming down, positive correlate. Yeah, today. Um, yeah, this 2 days ugly, man. 2 day is ugly. You can see it's been riding the bottom of this Gaussian mean on the 2 day too. So here's where you can get some. So the first standard deviation band and price action over here, 37,665. Could we get a wick down there and then pull back up above that 40K area? Sure could. Sure could at all. Positive correlation on the volatility, and it's at a 3 percentile. If that continues to be positively correlated with this next 2 day candle, goes to full contraction, then expands negatively correlated. Look at the correlation for the z-score of historical volatility. It's breaking the zero threshold to the downside, negatively correlated, and the z-score is starting to rise, just like the daily too, right? We got a low correlation on the entropy. Low correlation on the entropy. This returns oscillator has turned back down. These fissures rejected off the first standard deviation. they're heading down. I mean, it's still building though. Been building on the 2-day, right? Bull div on the DLP. I'll tell you what though, we get a flush out to below 40K. You're going to see this DLP candle probably right back down here. It's going to just kill all that bull div. The returns oscillator though, or I mean the Z score for log returns, it's a different story. Be nice, right? We can maybe get the Z score on a little dump, come down here and bounce off the 95 or 95% confidence interval or 99% confidence interval, build some more bull div. I doubt it will happen on returns oscillator. It might. We might be able to build some more bull div on the returns oscillator. Here's the thing though. This returns oscillator turned to the downside. Correlation is so high for that read right now. You can see the blue. Look at the correlation. It's just been building, right? For those one when we were going up. Here's where we definitely price action came down on those two-day or this 2-day candle, turned back up. Then we had a couple 2-day candles of the upside. This latest one has been down. The correlation's really strong right now. Let's see what happens going into this new 2-day candle at the end of the day. The fact we're below this 144 closing this 2-day, we closed down here, right? We had one 2-day candle try to get back up above the Gaussian mean. It pulled back, closed right at it. This new 2-day dropped back down below, and we're getting ready to close below it. It's a recipe for down we go, man. It is a recipe for down. Not financial advice. Let's see here. Let me get a 3-day first. Let me go over here onto the index. Yep, same reads. Same reads. Okay, 3-day now. Let's see what's going on. This 3-day is barely holding on to this 99. It's below it. No, it's not. It's barely holding on. 46,146 is the 99 length variance log moving average. And you can see, man, it bounced price right here, big time. Bounce price again. Boom. Rejection off of the 54. For the last 9 days, this thing has tried these three. Look at the wicks. Look at these wicks. And what are these wicks telling you? Are you seeing what I'm saying, right? What creates this? What creates all these wicks? Volatility does. Look at this perfect trend on these wicks. The buy pressure is getting less and less and less. We're barely hanging on by a thread to this 99 length. The 144 is sitting down here at about 35.9, 35.856. I don't want to scare any of you bulls out there, but just be careful, man. Be careful. If you're listening to this on YouTube, be careful. That's all I can say to you. I'm not a bull or a bear. Being a long-term holder, right? I'm always bullish, but I trade volatility. I'm not going to be in one of those gangs. Gangs get wrecked, right? If you're in the bull gang or the bear gang, you're going to continually be getting those red or green dildos firmly planted in your buttock. So be careful, man. This is why we use entropy. This is why we use Z-score of historical volatility and volatility in general, and the probabilities, the statistics. This is why we trade this way. These things do not lag. They tell you what's going on in the market perfectly. They don't just get stuck in a so-called the myth of the overbought and oversold areas. These things move. You'll never see any of this ever get stuck at the top or bottom. People using traditional TA, that's why they get wrecked. This shit's so oversold. We're getting ready to go to the moon. It can just stay down there creeping around this oversold area. When something's oversold, that should tell you something. It's because people are selling. Well, what's the intelligence level out here in trading land? When some indicator that these people are using are telling you it's oversold or overbought, that's because people are selling and buying. It doesn't mean that it's going to turn the other way. It doesn't mean there's going to be a reversal. You know what really tells you when there's going to be a reversal? The divergence between price action and returns. And then we use our distribution level projections and current candle levels as targets. We use our deviation bands as targets. It amazes me that so many people shun volatility trading. It amazes me. But hey, man, it just gives us an infinite amount of people that are always going to be on the other side of our trades. Period. The end. That's just how this works. I'm not saying, I'm not like condemning these people that want to trade this way. But my question to you is, do you ever make withdrawals from your exchange? Are you ever making any withdrawals? All right. Or is it always just deposits because you just continually are losing money? Continually using the same methods to trade. God, my tongue's getting twat. I can't even talk. Let me get some water. Hold on. Mm. Little brother's calling me. Um, yeah, you just keep doing what you're doing. That's my question to you. Are you making any money trading the way you're trading? If you are, continue on. Nothing to see here, man. Good luck. Good luck with what you do. But there's a better way, in our opinion. There's a better way to trade. Let me read. Oh, look at Andy. Nice. Yep. Good answer, Andy. Yep. Yeah, Andy's a man. And Andy, I got to get in those Google Docs. Don't worry, I will. We'll get these descriptions out, get these indicators of these fine people. Let's see here. Where can I go from here? So yeah, when do we get the 3-day? Tomorrow. Or no, on the 6th. On the 6th. Okay. On the 6th. So today was the first day of the 3-day candle. And oh jeez. That even makes it worse. Especially the way the 2-day looked, and we just got the 3-day today. Pretty ugly. This is pretty ugly. So, what are some probabilities? Let me pop this on the weekly. Let's see here. Yes, you are. I am on the weekly. I want to look one more time. Where was that 95 for Laplace? 40.9. The second standard deviation, or no, that's the third. That is the third. Third standard deviation, 37.5, right? And there was some other that 38K area. To be honest, from what I'm seeing on these like 2-day and 3-day, this could be the week we get this flush out. This really could be this week we get the flush out. The 99.7 Laplace is sitting down here at about 34K. Hmm. Um, but considering you've literally got the second standard deviation and the 95.4 Laplace within about $270 of each other. And they are both right on the bottom side of this weekly 68.3. All right. Both those pink and blue dot is right here on this pink line. This is one hell of a target if we get a flush out. 40, yeah, high 40s, high 40s. So let's pop over here. Let's get up here on the weekly. Where was that wave trend? The wave trend's at 45. Oh, jeez. So what's down here? Yeah. Well, the deviation band, the first standard deviation band around this price action is right here at 40,020. So we've got some confluence from like the high 40K range, low 40K range. This thing really does want to flush out, and it's actually barely holding on to one of these power means on the band here too. Or are we going to scare this shit out of all these people that just been sitting in these longs? Is this weekly going to come down here and test this reverse Fisher? The reverse Fisher and the second standard deviation are within about $500 of each other. All right. Right there. Woo! You think that would scare the shit out of people? Come down here, retest these lows, these wick lows, and then just suck right back up, just wrecking the shit out of longs and then fly out of the hole? Who knows? But when I go over here, whoops, go over here, then I look how we have just been going sideways in this 68.3 range here. Yeah, there we go. Third standard deviation, 37,580. Like I said, that Laplace at 99.7 at 33.8. Is this on index? It is. Okay. Where are these monthly levels? Trying not to scare everybody. There we go, right there. First standard deviation on the monthly is 39,544. We got more confluence around the 40K area, but the 95.4 Laplace distribution range is at 30,723. 30,723. The reverse Fisher on the weekly, 30,464. Have I got you scared yet, bulls? Have I got you scared? Look, we got a wick. We got another 15-minute candle testing the downside of this 95.4 on the 15-minute going into the end of this intraday trading. Are we going to get this flush out to the first standard deviation down here by the end of the day? All right. So, because it's what's going to happen. Where's the new daily price action volatility range going to be at? It's going to drop a little bit. Going to drop a little bit if we close right around here. We go down to this first standard deviation in the next like hour and a half. The new daily price action volatility range is probably going to be right around the 68.3 right here. We come down here, we go up and test that, and you see a rejection off that daily range. Man, oh man, this could be an ugly rest of the week. We could really see some of these numbers. There's no doubt about it. Let me get over here and read the rest of this chat. Yeah, Takumi. The AME EPP, the EPP is the correlation between entropy and price action. It's all one indicator. I didn't read to see if Andy explained that more. Jeff, that's what this is. Like when this entropy drops in the trend right here, right? This is the correlation blue telling you it's to the upside. Trend right up, right? And then the same as if you get a big trending move to the downside, like this move we had right back here on the 3-day, right? That was from 10.5K down to, God, was that that was the scamdemic dump right there. This is why people are like, oh, it was a black swan event. Man, this shit was showing in the volatility and all these indicators before they even announced shit. But you can see drops in the trend, negative correlation. That's what that's telling you, that the correlation is increasing to the downside, especially when you see it get outside these standard error bands every time. When you see the correlation get outside the standard error bands, you know you're on a ride. This thing is going for it, man. trading here. No problemo. All right, let's see. When do we get a 5-day candle? Yep, Bilbo's going into these high time frames. Oh, I see this 5-day hanging on to the 94 too, or the 54. Jesus, 94. And this is exactly what I said, right? Get the Z-score up around that 99% confidence interval, right? Right before we got to that 70K high. Look what it's doing right now. This is on a high time frame. This is a 5-day. Is this thing making its way down? If this 5-day makes its way back down into these confidence intervals, you're going to see Bitcoin at 40K, maybe lower. Maybe lower. But that being said, you go to this 5-day. I mean, man, you got these fissures down here real low and full div on that 5-day, right? This has been building and bouncing right off the zero mean. But then I see all these deviation log pro candles diminishing, and now we're to the downside, gaining. We're hanging on down here to the 54 length. The dump, right? The 54 length variance log MA caught that wick perfectly. Bounced price. We're right back down here again. We closed this 5-day candle below this 54 length, which right now is at 45,530. We get it 5-day tomorrow. Tomorrow. Bitcoin might dump tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a bad day for the bears. Our bulls, shit, can't even sing. So be looking for this 5-day candle. If this 5-day candle closes below, let's say 45.5. It's going to be ugly. So all the bulls on these high time frames, right? We want a higher low here, right? Because that's bullish. That is bullish. Now, Bitcoin on high time frames is definitely got a bullish volatility pattern with these candles creating this, but it looks nothing like Matic. Go look at Matic's high time frame. That's what we wish Bitcoin looked like. But I'll tell you what can Bitcoin do? If Bitcoin dumps here, if Bitcoin goes down to 40K or even drops below 40 and goes into the mid 30s or 30K, it's gonna wreck the alts. I don't give a shit if you're in some fantasy land and you think your magical internet altcoin's not gonna fucking dump like crazy. If Bitcoin goes down there, you better go get some mental health help. We got the 99 length on the 5-day down here at 31,641. I'm looking on the 2-day, 3-day, 5-day. They are all barely hanging on to one of these variance log MAs, and there's a lot of influence down to these lower numbers. And like I said, we go over here, boing, boing on the monthly. Second standard deviation on the monthly, 32.2. 95.4 Laplace, 30,700. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. But look at this monthly chart. Does that look bearish at all? No, no. So if we're on super high time frames, we close a monthly candle below 35 and we create a lower low. Ugh, that's not good. That's not good. That's when we could be really seeing some stinky shit going on, right? We could see down here. I mean, look at the third standard deviation on this monthly, 26. I don't think that this thing's going to dump out this month that far, but if this monthly candle were to close below 35, ugly. Ugly. You think there's fear in the market now? Wait till we get a lower low on this monthly candle. You're going to see a lot of fear, but that would be perfect for them to then just run the thing up. You just never know. That's why we trade volatility, probability, and statistics. I cannot say it again. Probabilities. They're to both sides. Dot 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 dot. There's probabilities to both sides, right? Let's take a peek here. Where do I want to start this little beautiful little projection? Okay, PB2. Where do you want to run wild at? Let's back this thing up one more. Whoop. Yep, we're getting the sound effects today, baby. Yeah, I mean, man, I think even MJ was we were pointing this out. Uh, so on this monthly, right here was we got that wick down to 31, right? Bilbo was buying right up in here. Why? Go back on the daily volatility charts. You'll see why. The 2 day, the 3 day. There was a reason why I was buying down there when everybody else was going, Bitcoin's going to zero. Oh my God. Put a fork in that fucker. Get the coffin out. Bitcoin's dying. It's like you $3,100 Bitcoin to 70K. All those people, you haven't heard much from them anymore. Like, hey, Peter Schiff, where's your dumb gold ass at? Yeah, that's what I thought. Can't talk anything good about gold because gold is literally the shit rock of the world. So you got to just talk about Bitcoin. So from that low right there, Bitcoin takes off, exceeds the 95.4 Laplace distribution range on a wick. Where's it close? It had a 95.4% chance to close back down inside here. Then what does it do? We go sideways. What do we get next? We get the scamdemic dump. Goes down, pretty much tests the mean of this projection. Then we launch from there, could not stay above the 95.4, right? So what do we do from here? That's the question. What do we do from here? Let's move this projection up a little bit. Although I like this, I do like this, but I want to move it up to right here. Let's take a peeky poo at this sucker. Yeah, we're going. It's a deep dive on Bitcoin today. All you YouTube Jimmy watchers out there. I didn't even notice what the hell that was. I ran it, didn't even look at it. 16. This is 16 now. Oh, we are hanging on to the 95.4 by the skin of our teeth. By the skin of our teeth. And you can see, right? Made a run. Right. And this was back in October of 20. Right. And that was when Bitcoin was about 10,500. The next, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, right? 7 months, we ran up to that first, what was it, 65K high, pulled back. What supported price action? Some magical exponential moving average, or I don't know, because I don't use that crap, but you can plainly see what supported price action. The top side of the 95.4 Laplace distribution range. Did we get the first big dump out monthly? Did it bounce to the dollar? We're on a monthly chart. We're on a monthly chart. Look at that. To the dollar, sucked up. Then we got a couple next month wicks that got below it. Bitcoin was like, no, we're going to 70K. We're going to wreck all these dumb bears that just couldn't take their profit. So we go back up to 70K. And on that high, on that monthly candle, where was that 70K high at? It was right at the 68.3 Laplace distribution range. We run up, reject from there, we go down, and it literally tests the first standard deviation normal distribution to the dollar. That monthly candle, when we had that 70K all time high, ranged in between the 68.3 Laplace distribution range to the top side and the first standard deviation normal distribution to the downside. So, all you doubters out there using your freaking voodoo and throwing darts and whatever kind of crap you're using to trade, wake up, man. Wake up. The next monthly candle, where does that wick go to? To the dollar. And pull back up from the top side of this 95.4 Laplace distribution range. Now look at this monthly candle. And it's creating a doji right now. Boy, this is just boo, boo, boo. Oh my goodness gracious. Tell you what, we close this monthly candle down here at this 68.3, which is, or let's say the first standard deviation. Let's be safe at that. What is that at? 40K. We closed down here around this first standard deviation on the monthly. Man, oh man, we can see 30K easily. We can see 30K easily. But look where the top side of the 68.3 is at. Ooh, that's spooky. 12,300. If Bitcoin gets down here on the monthly to test this mean, uh, if I had a diamond mine in my backyard, I'd sell them all and buy Bitcoin. That's all I got to say about that. I'd sell all my gold. I'd sell all my I'd sell my children, my wife, my neighbor's wife. I'd sell them all to buy Bitcoin. If Bitcoin gets that low, holy shit. Could we be that lucky to get another entry that low? A lot of people see that as a bad thing. Hey, man, if it goes that low, oh, could you imagine getting in on some of these alts, some of these blue chip alts? If Bitcoin's at 12, if Bitcoin comes down here and tests this to like around $12,000 range, you think some of these longs would finally get out of their positions? You're going to see some massive. I'll tell you what, if Bitcoin makes a run to 30, you're going to see a cascading event from liquidations. It's going to be like throwing gas on a fire, man. That's that's what people don't understand. If this thing gains some steam, you saw the low volatility and it's low on the 2 day, the 3 day. If that thing expands negatively correlated and we really start getting some momentum to the downside and we start getting some major, I'm talking major long liquidations, that is just going to throw gas on the fucking fire. I mean, big time. And that could create a cascading event that could send a wick way low, man. So be careful out there. Be real careful. This is why learn how to volatility trade. Trade low time frame volatility. And you don't have to worry about that crap. You don't care which way Bitcoin's going. You're going to look and you're going to see what the trend is on the 45-minute or the 90-minute or the 4 hour chart. And then you're going to trade the 15 and the 5 minute in the direction of those trends. My God, pretty simple, man. You got all these people crying, crypto just wrecks me stupid. And it's like, well, maybe it's because you're stupid. That's all I got to say about that. Okay. So let's go back over here as Bitcoin's rejecting again off the downside of this 95.4. First rejection, second rejection, bounce off of the 4 hour 68.3 to the downside. That's that skinny white line. Now we're rejecting off of that 95.4 downside of the projection again. We're going to get a flush out in the next hour down here. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if it does. And then, of course, we got our trend line drawing monkeys, and that trend line's probably right there too. Right? This is what people don't understand. This is the main thing. Oh, my little Santa hat fell off old Mary here. Let's prop that back up on her. Cover her eyes. She likes to watch me trade. Okay, let's see here. When people are making their fancy little trend lines, I can throw these projections, these distribution projections on all these areas, and you'll be like, "Oh, that's what's creating those data sets." That's what people don't realize. When you run a trend line across, literally, let's even see, pretty damn close, isn't it? When people are drawing their fancy little trend lines on data sets, it's they they're creating those lower low or higher high data sets because they're hitting distribution projection levels. That's what people don't understand. It's all about the distribution. Who knows this more than anything? The high frequency trading firm out there, the programming their algos with all this stuff. They know, and they're the ones taking all the retail traders' money. It's not one of us volatility traders. They're the ones taking their money. That's what's insane, man. Just insane. You know what? Just for shits and giggles. Let's see what happens. Let's take this all the way back. Yeah, 69 bars. Let's see if anything sticks out. Did I miss it? Oh, yeah, we got to wrap this up, don't we? Yeah, you can see right here, boom. Price action starts to rise, rejects us off the 95.4, goes back up, tries to get outside the 95.4 95.4. Said, nope, not going to do it. Where's it come down to? Bottom side of the 68.3. Bounces. This is what people that don't even understand the distribution don't realize, that it's literally, I don't know, it's I've explained it way too many times. But all that being said, if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, probably at this point you're going, I have no idea what the hell this guy just said. Is this guy a magician or what? It's like, no, we are alpha trading. We trade volatility, probability, and statistics. And we would love to teach you to do the same. The link to our Discord is in the description of all our videos. Come check us out. Open up a support ticket. Tell us what's on your mind. Get into the shop channel. Right? Look at the two different levels of Discord we offer. They each offer different levels of our alpha trading system as well. That is included. So all that being said, thanks guys for watching live in the Discord and wherever you're living in this big, beautiful metaverse out there, right? They're trying to create this metaverse for us to live in. Stay in reality, though. Try to stay in reality like at least 60-70% of the time. Don't get lost in the meta world. But wherever you're at, have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. See you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. See you guys.